Pass. Like to call to order the Isabella County Board of Commissioners. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all. Please remain standing for a little bit before we go into our regular agenda. The county kind of suffered a large loss this week. The passing of Larry Olson, longtime county employee. Somebody that's going to be missed greatly and very heavily played. So if we could, a moment of silence, a couple minutes in recognition for his contributions to this county. Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, can you do a roll call, please?
Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Campbell, Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Marino, Commissioner Slaney, Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Engel. All present, Mr. Chairman, except for Commissioner Campbell and Commissioner Marino.
Okay, next up, we got our approval of the agenda. We'll have general public comments on agenda items only. We have one special presentation. We do the consent agenda. We have 10 items on our committee reports. We have no governmental affairs, no administrative controllers, no unfinished business, no new business. We'll have general public comment again, announcements, and then we'll have adjournments. Is there any additions or subtractions from the agenda? Mr. Chairman, I move the approval of the agenda as presented. Support. Been moved by Jazinski, supported by Slaney. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by aye. Aye, opposed, the same. We have an agenda. So next up, we have general public comment on agenda items only. Please state your name and restrict your comment for 3 minutes, please. Commissioners, with regard to agenda item 5, work plan for executive expenditures, specifically with the assumption that the North is moving to a county without formally considering private sector options. As you're aware, there was a 69-page MERC evaluation prepared for Isabella County in January of 23. This following excerpt is from page 2 of the executive summary. Quote, the existing MERC was designed to process 7 tons per hour. The facility needs to be completely rebuilt, unquote. Quote, RRS, who wrote this survey, or wrote the evaluation, does not recommend increasing volume through the existing equipment, but rather on developing a new single stream sort system, unquote. On the same page, the total capital outlay for this complete rebuild is estimated in January 2023 dollars to be between 11.7 and 15.3 million.
with an estimated annual capital cost between 1.3 and 2.2 million, and estimated annual operating cost between 1.1 and 1.4. Currently, the MRF is already costing the general fund over 300,000 a year, just trying to service Isabel County alone. I'd like to remind everyone that we just built a $49 million jail with 42 million financed. We eliminated our entire county road patrol, because the budget could no longer afford a single officer in that role. We have a current estimate of $11 million to remodel 2 floors of our gutted county building and convert some of the old jail to storage. March 18th of this year, we moved budget from a capital improvement line item to fund employee cost of living increases. And on today's agenda, we're discussing costs to repair 2 aging roofs, Commission on Aging in the court building, with an expectation that at least the court building will need to be re-roofed in the next 5 years or so at cost of hundreds of thousands of dollars. With all of that, the county still seems to be moving forward with the MRF plan that will eventually require 11 to 15 million to rebuild the facilities. The commodity market is volatile, depending on many factors outside of our control. It may end up being profitable, or we may end up losing more than we're losing now. I would submit to you that this is not the time for the Isabella County to take that gamble. To be clear, I'm not opposed to recycling at all. I want a clean planet as much as the next person, but it doesn't have to be done by the government. As a simple example, I can recycle a tire at our local tire company for $3.50 versus $5 to $6 at the MRF. Quote the same report here on page 40, quote, "The private sector is leading the way in Isabella County by providing recycling collection services," unquote. Quote, "The private sector has found some solutions to make recycling and collective work, and without the private sector activities, there would be no recycling in the county." Not my words, it's a direct quote, page 40 of this report. In our current financial condition, I believe we should strongly consider leaning on the private sector for this work before having the county spend another 10 million in capital outlay that we do not have. Multiple private sector companies have expressed interest in potentially taking on the recycling responsibilities for Isabella County, as I believe the Ranger is currently doing for the city of Mount Pleasant. When we find ourselves in a better financial position, we can reevaluate at that time. Commissioners, please vote no on the Heartland MMP work plan projected expenditures, and request that the MRF focus first on the recycling needs of our own county rather than 8 surrounding counties, and also solicit formal proposals from private sector companies that we can compare against these looming costs of managing our own county MRF. Thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else who would like to speak on agenda items at this time? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public comment on agenda items only. And at this time, we have a special presentation, so we'll invite Clerk Lux up here. So, I'm not very good at this, but so I'll read this. The clerk is receiving the Sunlight Award. This certificate is proudly presented to Mindy Lux, Isabella County Clerk, in recognition of your outstanding dedication and exemplary service in responding to citizens' requests for information about elections with speed, accuracy, and professionalism. Your commitment to transparency and efficiency strengthens public trust in the democratic process and upholds the highest standards of civil duty. This is from the Michigan Fair Election Institute, and I'm very proud to present this award to you. Thank you. Good job. You. Okay, we have no appointments to boards and commission. And let's move right on to the consent agenda. Commissioner Hope, would you like to start?
Which motion reads, move to approve and place on file the April 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes, the April 29th, 2025 finance committee of the whole meeting.
Support.
Been moved, I hope, supported by Swing. Any discussions, any questions? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, signify by aye. Aye, opposed, same. That has passed. So with that, let's move right into committee reports. So Commissioner Weber, would you like to take that? Been moved by Weber, and supported by Jelsinski. Would you like to take those items one by one?
On the first invoice list of April 11th, 2025, total amount of $187,947.25. Out of that, the general fund portion is $39,889.48. One of the larger items was hats is our bi-weekly animal control contract, Verizon Wireless, the Prosecuting and Attorneys Association of Michigan for summer internship program, Bill's Custom Fab, and then we got two for McBride Quality Care for supervised.
Okay, is there any questions on that list? Pretty standard, we do receive all these before the meeting, so we can go through them, so. I don't see none, you want to hit the right?
April 18th invoice list totals $793,082.37. Out of that amount, the general fund portion is $31,983.21. The general fund portion, big one, would be to Preston Community Services for $19,375 for a monthly equalization contract. The remaining larger item ones are for drain funds to make payment on things that are due on the loans for the drains.
Okay, a lot of brain work that time of year. Okay, seeing no questions, let's go to April 25th.
April 25 list is for a total of $349,317.73. The general, excuse me, the general fund portion is $78,617.85. Here we have some insurance costs to Advanced Benefit Solutions for $17,504.50. MGT, American Consulting for $13,000. That's for our indirect costs that we have to do for cost allocation plan. Another half payment, BSNA software, and a couple ones related to Michigan tax tribunal cases.
Questions? Okay, seeing none, what to do the adjustment list?
The April 10th adjustment list, it's a large one since we had an extra Tuesday this week. There was that added week in there. There's 4 invoices that were changed because of entry errors, but the remaining amounts are done to avoid late fees or to get an early payment discount or to have invoices paid by the treasurer for the 2024 final settlement. We have large ones of $866,000 to the city of Mount Pleasant, Gratiot Intermediate Schools for $1.8 million, and so on. I would hit that first right here.
Okay, any final questions? Seeing none? Yes, I don't, just look on this side of the board. There's no one there, so.
Question.
I know, so anyways, no questions from that side, I understand. Madam Clerk, will you do a roll call, please?
Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jelzinski, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, next up, Commissioner Swaney, you want to say that?
2025 state monumentation, grant. Motion reads, move to approve the 2025 state remonumentation grant for $52,145 as executed by Register of Deeds Karen R. Jackson. Support.
Been moved and supported, yeah, I've been on that committee ever since I've been on the board, so I have. Most of the time I could say read my communication, so it takes a little bit of work, so. You want to handle it?
Quick background on this. For those out there who are watching, the state survey and remonumentation grant is offered annually in accordance with the requirements of the SSRA under Act 345 of 1990. The SSRA establishes the State Survey and Remonumentation Fund, which supports a program for demonumentation and remonumentation and perpetual monument maintenance of the original public land survey corners, retracted public land survey corners, and property controlling corners throughout the state. I believe Registry of Deeds, did a great job at the finance committee as a whole and explaining it in depth. I think it's something the board of commissioners do.
Just to make it a little more simpler, that basically, when they first started out, we had little actually markers that were actually physically markers on the corners. And now they're doing them with GPS, so whenever you're keeping, especially with building houses and stuff, the property line straight, I mean, it's a big thing, but it's been going on for quite a while. It's gonna be a few more years before it's completed, but it helps the assessors quite a bit and the engineers that have to work within the county. Any more questions? We know, we'll see the vote, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr. Joe.
This is the second amendment to the agreement with inmate healthcare services. The motion reads, move to approve the second amendment to the agreement with inmate healthcare services for the WellPath LLC and Isabella County for the period of January 1, 2025 to September 30th, 2025, and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support.
Been moved by Jazinski, supported by Swaney. And you want to discuss this? What?
So this is this contract is for an extension, 9 months to September 30th. And I think the original contract called for an increase of 4.5, which actually represents a 3% increase. So I think you're a little bit late in getting the first amendment. This will get us back on time to give the sheriff some time to look at options on the road. Care service. But as a county, once we provide, when we incarcerate somebody, we take on the obligation for that health care. If a Blue Cross Blue Shield, if the inmate has, that can be used, we would help pay for that, otherwise it comes to county responsibility.
That's
Legally, we're on the hook for those costs when people are incarcerated. And that cost for that 9-month contract, I think annualizes out to about $600,000. Has been our cost for inmate medical care. 3% increase, given the trends in healthcare right now, it's pretty good.
Okay, any more comments? Seeing none. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hope.
Yeah, item 4, 2025 agreement for Marine Patrol Services. Motion reads, move to approve the 2025 agreement between the County of Isabella, Isabella County Sheriff's Office, and the Village of Lake Isabella for Marine Patrol Services, and authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Moved by Help, supported by Weber. You want to take this one? Or you want to?
The agreement we've had with the Village of Lake Isabella for quite a few years to provide some police presence out there on Lake Isabella during the summer. Little bit of a minimized schedule this year because of our road patrol being down. 3 days, 1 day during Memorial Weekend, July 5th for the village's fireworks show, and then 1 day during Labor Day weekend. Tim Wolf, the Lake Isabella Village Manager, last week at the regular session explained that without that police presence, they wouldn't be able to do their village fireworks show on July 5th.
That is paid by the Lake Isabella. Okay, any other comments? Hearing none, let's proceed to vote.
Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Weber, you want to take the next item? Been moved by Weber, supported by Jazinski, and we have the report and here to explain.
As you can see, this is a continuation of, we're kind of rolling everything through and running it under staff. Pretty much a single staff report, but just adding the layers on as we move down through material management planning. This is just the next step in the whole process for us. We have, last Friday, we did establish a material management planning committee within the 8-county region. So that committee is in place. We still have a couple other additional people to put on once we receive that application from each. I think there's 2 counties that still need to get us applications. But once them are received, that then we're at a point where we'll be able to submit a work plan to Eagle for material management planning. And then once that planning is in place, it does come available to us for material management planning. I think the overall funding for material management planning per year just for Isabella County is I think it's like 102,000. I think I don't remember the exact number. 197. Yes, yep, it is. So through the course of the year, it's $102,197 each year individually. That's including the per capita money, plus the $60,000 for material management planning, an additional $10,000 for working with another county as well. It does, as far as the work that we're doing on the material management planning, it is the money that is comes back from the state is covering the cost of what we are expending as far as labor and the efforts put in so far to cover anything on material management plan.
Thanks, good question. On that last page, you have it broken down, the projected revenue from the Eagle grant and the 2025 figures. Are those based on population?
It is.
County? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Makes
There's the money you get, but the population grant goes to the counties to spend as they will. So that was part of the agreement that we did, the Heartland group in there. The money, the 10,000 and goes for the planning for the group that we wanted to keep it. So individual counties have an opportunity to promote programs. And it's just not recycling. I mean, it covers, composting. They're looking into food, composting, lawn waste, so everything comprehensive. So that's why working together with other counties, we can share resources and one county might have composting, we have recycling, so we can share that together and then we all can be part of the same plan. So
And as well as how household hazardous waste, it's another area that you can use funding for as well. And I know the conservation district does Isabella County's household hazardous waste for the most part, but we do collect sharps through the county, which we run through our household hazardous waste budget through my department. And as it stands, I think we're right around or a little bit over $5,000 a year just in sharps collection. Because we have, I think there's 6 or 7 sites within the county that we pick up sharps from.
conservation district, we can only afford to do 2 a year. We could do 4 a year if we find extra money to do it. I mean, every time we have them, the trucks are full and we usually quit before noon because that's all we could take. It's very expensive, but getting that material is keeping them out of landfills, is definitely as well. Commissioner Jones,
I do appreciate the residents informing us of our financial limitations. But I can assure that the residents that we know the challenges facing the county. And we will move ahead with an understanding of those challenges and make the best decision possible. We cannot just ignore and do nothing. If we turn this down, we'll be doing nothing. We still have to meet the mandate by the state to come up with a material management plan. And that plan is needed. I know that we have tire recycling coming up this Friday, I believe.
I'll have, Johnny's gonna make the announcement. Yeah, I think it's Saturday, yes.
I was just gonna say it's Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday. First time in about 5 years, I haven't brought in tires that have been thrown out on my property in near Harrison. And I was at the township meeting, Chippewa Township meeting last night, where the township paid to pick up trash, which consisted of mattresses, couches, and that type of stuff that are thrown in the ditches along. I'm sure this is one township that paid to have this cleaned up. The other townships are facing the same thing. So we do need to find a solution. And the best solution is working together in a regional capacity to come up with a workable plan. And that workable plan may include privatization.
Yeah, all of that stuff has been left on the table. It absolutely has. And I've explored as much of that as I can to this point. So it's not that we're not considering private, as far as privatizing or doing a joint partnership. All of that needs to be on the table as far as making sure when it comes to the recycling facility itself, that all of them options are on the table to be able to look at that as far as moving forward with any kind of conditions and anything to that extent to the facility.
Yeah, there's like 7 options that we could go from either totally owning it to totally basically. I guess you kind of almost need a lawyer. I've been through it a couple of times to know the difference between what the public, private, and what percentage they go into, but there's a lot of options for it to go into that. It's not like we're looking at one thing, but we get close to that, that means we're getting close to the end of it, and we'll get the easier decisions to make. Any more questions? Okay. Clerk Fox, you have a vote, please.
Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
You. Thanks, Director Borton. Okay, next up, Commissioner Swaney.
All right, item number 6. Weather Shield Roofing Systems Service Agreement. Motion reads, move to approve the service agreement with Weather Shield Roofing Systems for a 3-year term for Commission on Aging in the amount of $6,200 in the Isabella County Courthouse in the amount of $12,400 and authorize board chairperson to sign the same.
Been moved by Swaney, supported by Jazinski. Comments?
I'll just briefly explain this, if that's okay. Facilities Director Steve Shoemaker was looking at some leaking issues and had a conversation with Ken Benelli from the Weather Shield roofing system. And he did an evaluation at that time. I won't go through all the reports, but I'll just give you kind of the findings. Section 3, the EPDM, and I'm not going to go into what that is. The roofing that covers mainly the 3 meeting rooms is in very good shape for its age. Section 2, the PVC membrane roof over the walk-in cooler is in fair shape for its age. It needs to have failing stack flashing replaced. And then section 1, the shingle roof that covers the rest of the building is in poor shape, as it has many nails that are popping up and penetrating the shingles on the leak. And many leak potentials. That's the Commission on Aging findings, the courthouse findings. Section 1, again, the UDPM membrane that covers the whole floor. Second floor roof is in fair condition. Started to leak due to many issues from seams and patches that are deteriorating to cuts and tears in the membrane. The membrane is also pulling away from the curved walls. Section 2, the UPVM membrane that covers the penthouse is in poor condition, and we're asking for a 3-year service agreement on this, and the total for the 3 years for the Commission on Aging is $6,200, and for the courthouse, it was $12,400. And in the packet, and anybody online, you could see the many pictures that were done to show the conditions of it.
Yes. Add that, the majority of this contract is basically in the first year to repair those items listed, and then with the minimal, the like Commission on Aging for the second and third years is $1,400. Courthouse is $1,350 to maintain that roof. So, hopefully, if we're still in good shape year 4, we keep a maintenance contract and not have to replace the roof.
Try to extend it as long as we can.
Okay, any more questions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Holt, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Zelzinski, it's up to you.
The Nature Park Fishing Platform Renovation Project Grant Application. Motion reads, move to approve the grant application requesting funds for the Mount Pleasant Area Community Foundation in the amount of $12,000 for the Deerfield Nature Park Fishing Platform Renovation Project. And authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support.
The move that Zelzinski, supported by Swaney. Since I'll let you handle this, since you used to be former park.
So this fishing platform is out on the Tracy Point where the swimming pond connects to the Chippewa River. I could tell you back when I was director, that platform needed to be replaced back then because they really took it into the river. But it is a dynamic fishing area. I can tell you from stories that I know. Some huge fish that got taken off that platform. But this is, I applaud the Parks and Recreation Commission moving forward with the replacement. I don't know if they're gonna go with the cantilever design that will allow the wheelchair access for the people that may be infirm and otherwise be able to get out and have a chance to see the beauty of this spot and also fish this tremendous water. It's $12,000 if that's approved. There'd be additional $15,000 coming from the parks fund balance to cover the total cost of the project, which is estimated at about $27,000.
Good job. Any other questions?
And Parks Director Henson's online if you have any.
You like to add anything?
Hi, I just wanted to clarify one quick point to just point out that at this stage, the board approving this is just approving us to apply for the grant. It's paperwork required by the Community Foundation. So this isn't entering into a grant agreement or anything at this point, simply authorizing the application.
Thank you.
Well said.
Second.
The reason why they're coming from, normally for grant applications, we typically won't, but since this is, has a match associated with it, that's why it's coming from the board, so that they're aware that there is a match.
Okay, any more questions? Seeing none. Clerk Flex, please.
Commissioner Swaney, Commissioner Holt, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Hope.
Yes, sir. Item number 8, correct?
Yes.
Prime contract change order number 35 with Park Construction. Motion reads, move to approve prime contract change order number 35 with Park Construction in the net additional amount of $10,955. Authorize the board chairperson to sign the same.
Support.
By Hope, supported by Swaney. Discussion. I think we had quite a few discussion on that. We want to handle it. We don't.
One thing I would like to point out on this one, if my numbers are correct, that the buyout and contingency, this is still coming out of buyout. The buyout and contingency totals, is $977,000, $656 remaining on that. So I believe 100 and some thousand of that is the buyout. That's the contingency remaining on that.
Their landscaping. Outside work.
We'll get a touch up stuff, but I think if the rain stops and they can get out there instead of doing stuff, I think we'll be getting the final close out.
We had a person in public comment that made a comment about how contractors had made errors and we should go after them. And I wanted to clarify for if that person is listening or anyone who might be confused about it. This change order, while it's $10,000, there may be a charge of say we realize that we need to have something with that we didn't in the architectural plans, that cost $20,000 or something. And then say a contractor made an error in placement of a wall or whatever. That wall would be moved and there would be charge in that contract order to make a record of it. But the charge will go back to the construction company to pay it. That money comes back into the project and into the buyout. And so we are, keeping the contractors held accountable for the work and making sure that everything is in order in the jail. So just to clarify, misconception about and what the change order actually means.
Anybody else? Okay. What's up? Nope.
Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jelzinski, Commissioner Sweeney, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
To Commissioner Weber, you want to take the next one?
Support.
Been moved by Weber, supported by, I'll give it to Sweeney. There you go. Discussion. Do you want to handle this one as well?
Finance Director, Chris Whitmer, did a presentation for the board as Finance Committee Committee Hall. That included a 7 or 8 minute presentation on YouTube about the capabilities of this. That 8 minutes only scratches the surface of the capabilities of this device and this platform. As we start our budget discussions, which we started today with all the departments, it's just a tool that this can use not only for the general fund, which everybody kind of gets preoccupied, but we can use this for departments. We can use this for the MERC. We can use this for Commission on Aging. We can use this for a host of different departments and funds. But it gives you that forecast. It gives you that accurate forecast as we're looking out, that 2, 3, 10-year forecast with a host of different things that you can put in there. That if you want to factor in even a 0.5% change in the property tax collection in year 3, and what does that do for the one part of the system that I really like the most, and I think Director Whitmer would agree with, the ability to show you the assumptions that are going into this and be able to sit there and hit explain, and then a box will appear and explain all the numbers and everything that goes into that. And then you can go further, explain into that and what those numbers are. So those numbers, we're not changing. We're not trying to reach a number by changing the numbers here. Those are built in. So you're going to see accurate numbers. And it's something that can be done as we're presenting the budget. And you have questions and we have that system up and we can say, okay, what if this would have happened, how this changed the fund balances in this department or this fund for the next how many years. It's gonna be a tool which is going to help finance and it's gonna help the board be more efficient and responsive in the budgeting and forecast. So I'm very excited, and very hopeful that the board does pass this tonight.
I know we got a couple. Very,
I can see that we're kind of getting to the end game on this. For years and years and years, this board adopted an annual budget without any understanding of what they were adopting, how it was gonna affect future budgets. Did have Nicole that came up with a 10-year plan, which is based on Excel spreadsheet. And understand Excel spreadsheets, and I think the plan is been working fairly good. It always makes mistakes in the spreadsheet. This will be something that is more automated, to give us good data, to be able to make decisions with them. I just wish we'd have had this years ago. But we'd have probably foreseen some of the things that we should have been making touch on long ago. That we only recently made, so it's very supportive of this option.
they're swinging. Right?
Yeah, just to follow up on that, I'm very happy to hopefully see this pass and move forward. And first, I'm very happy that we're able to bring Director of Finance Chris Whitmer back in the city, wheel her back. Second, having the director implement this where there are processes, standards, and controls in place in the software, so we can have confidence in the numbers we see in the future, and you be able to adjust items, as we need to move forward. I'm looking forward to taking this step.
Any comments? Well, excited to take it out for a drive, so see what she can do, so.
Let's get a break in the budget, then
Got it.
we'll be going right into it.
Okay. Madam Clerk, let's have a vote on this.
Commissioner Weber. Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Sweeney, and Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Swaney, you get the last item on the agenda.
Item 10, professional services agreement with Clark Schaefer Hackett. Motion reads, move to approve the professional service agreement Schaefer Hackett to provide independent audit services for fiscal years ending September 30th, 2025, 2026, and 2027, with the option to extend for 2 additional 1-year periods, and authorize board chairperson to sign the same.
Been moved by Swaney, supported by Jazinski. Discussion.
Okay, yes, our current agreement for audit services with Raymond LLC expired at the conclusion of the 2024 audit. With accordance with good governance and procedures, we went out for an RFP in March of 2025. We received proposals from 5 qualified firms. And then based on those evaluations, it was recommended by Director of Finance Chris Whitmer to go with Clark Schaefer Hackett. One of the things that when she was talking to other entities that utilize this firm, one of the things that stuck out was their responsiveness for when, the audit, and I think Director Whitmer talked about that at the previous meeting, is that the audit is year-round. There's times where we have questions and, that she will call the auditor and just, try to get clarification and stuff. And that is very important. You're in the middle of something, you want an answer. This firm right here was very responsive and was very highly regarded by all those entities that utilize them. And the bonus on this is that, the original contract would be to 40,000, and then it goes up $500 to 40,500 in year 2. 41,000 in year three, then there's optional years of 4 and 5 of 42 and 42.5. Currently, we were paying Raymond at 52. So this is a nice savings, with, I think we're gonna get a very nice, relationship with that.
That's it. So 5 companies, responded to the RFP. Of them, Midland, Alma, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and East Lansing. Of course, this company is from East Lansing, and this company is, well below the other bids. So it's, we're gonna be frugal with our money. You can't just go with the Alma fleet that can pay $15,000 more dollars.
Yeah, and like I said, I've served probably too many years on an audit committee. Understanding that Raymond was a good company and everything, but it's just good to have fresh eyes after every so many years to get a fresh perspective. Their audits been fairly clean, going forward with some minor things, but it's always nice. They might see something that the other one missed, but yeah, get fresh eyes in there and somebody that that good recommendations. I think it's a good idea to change every so often. So. Comments? Okay, seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Weber, Commissioner Jazinski, Commissioner Sweeney, Commissioner Engler. 5 ayes, 0 nays, motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have no intergovernmental affairs. Administrator Controller, would you like to comment? No comments. We have no unfinished business. We have no new business. We open up the general public comments again. 3 minutes, state your name. Anybody online or no? Okay, with that, I will close the general public comments. We'll go through announcements.
Just sitting for, I know we still have, wage study. Looking at adopting the policy and how to handle that, just want to really on the process.
The wage study is gonna be introduced, the last finance committee of May along with the budget. So that way the board of commissioners and everybody can see, the implementation strategy of this wage study and how it fits in with the budget. And we thought that was the prudent way to go, rather than just giving you the wage study and expected decision, but without seeing the budget, we don't think that was gonna be very fair. So it's gonna be presented. The budget will be presented. We're gonna highlight issues in there within the budget, and then the implementation strategy will be a separate agenda item, but it'll be kind of mostly in it.
Okay, Commissioner Sweeney.
So today we are voting in the Mount Pleasant School District for the renewal millage. So if you haven't voted yet, you got till 8 to get out there and vote.
Hey, Commissioner, I'm sorry, Commissioner Weber, sorry.
Okay, yep, Commissioner Sweeney stole my thunder. Younger and quicker than I am.
Okay, just since it was brought up earlier and I was gonna make the announcement, that I wanted to make sure of the date, there will be tire pickup May 10th, which is this Saturday from 8 to noon or until the trucks get filled up at the Isabella County Fairgrounds. The other date for the tire pickup is October 4th. There also will be a hazardous waste pickup in electronic pickup. We actually do both of them at the same time, pull in the same driveway while separate driveway for your electronic waste and your hazardous waste. But those will be June 14th and September 13th. With that, no more announcements. I will accept a motion to adjourn. Been moved by Jazinski. Support by Sweeney. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Meeting is adjourned. 5:49. I want to bench.
You want-